Fellas, so we finally got the big Chevy up in the garage. See, I removed one tow hook because I'm kind of working on my design here. But so I wanted to start first by making a winch mount for the front of the truck. My initial idea was to have it like in this area here, you know, and then have like a fair lead here somewhere, you know, but that's not really going to work, and I'll show you why. So here's the frame rail, and then those grills down there, like they're actually like, they put air up into this big, I don't know, it's just like a big air dam, you know, that, you know, funnels it up. So, you know, being out in the desert, I don't want to mess with any of that, you know what I mean? And for warranty purposes too, I don't want to touch that. So I think the best bet is going to be to mount the winch up front. Got the holes here where the tow hook will go, and then you can see that there's frame back there. And then there's already two like pretty big bolts that that hold the tow hooks in. So the only thing that I really want to alter, I only want to cut this down here and across, and then that's it. I mean, I may, if I have to open this up, but I really don't have to, because the way that it slides in, like there's something up here, so you have to be able to like angle it down and in. So I'm just going to open this up to give me a little bit more, that way my standoffs or, you know, brackets can be a little bit taller. So that's what I'm going to do. And then the hitch can be like the top of the bracket will be here. It's not going to cut off a lot of the air down here, and then the winch can kind of sit in front of the bumper. Main goal, it's all going to be 1/4 inch material that I'm using, but I definitely want to make all the brackets. So there's going to be, you know, like the way I'm going to do it is there's going to be, you know, there's going to be like 2 coming out of here and 2 coming out of here, and then we're going to box it. But I want to make sure that I have at least 2 or 2.5 inches of material all the way front to back. And then that way, you know, it'll be nice and strong, you know, especially for, you know, if you got to do a sideways pull or something like that. So, you know, I'm just kind of thinking about that. Don't want to, you know, bend anything, but I think using all 1/4 inch for the brackets will definitely be good. And then we'll do like the top winch plate, it'll be 1/4. And hopefully, I don't know, I might be able to like find a way to put some lighting into that too, you know what I mean? So, well, we'll figure it out, it'll be all good. So let's start with that and see where it takes us. So it's got to go in and up and then back down. So you need that extra room to get it in there. So I can't really go up because there's like a metal bracket back there, and I don't want to do any trimming. So it's like literally up like a, I don't know, like maybe a 1/4, 3/8 of an inch from the bottom of this. So anyway, so this is kind of like, you know, what I'm thinking about, you know, and then the whole thing will have to go in, come down, and get in there. So that gives me a little bit more room, but it's just this whole part of coming through here, and I want to put a little bit of extra meat on it right there. But you can see that the frame is pretty tall back there, so I think we'll be good. So I'm going to start doing some more cardboard, see where it takes us. Add to it, and just we're going to make it straighter because it kind of points down, so we're going to make it straighter, come up. Might have an upward angle, I'm not sure, but you know, we got to make it better than that, obviously, you know. I'm going to work on this one a little bit more just to get it easier to get in and out. And then always I have a little bit of room right here to trim. So if it's a little bit snug, you know, I can always just do a little tiny bit of trimming on there, you know. But that looks good. So I'm going to make a second one now and get them together. Put a little bracing in between them just to make sure that they'll both slide in and out together. And then if that works good, we'll pull that other tow hook out, make the modifications, and then we'll get it in, make sure it fits on that side okay. You know, I'm sure it will, but you never know. And then we'll do 4, and then, well, I don't know if I need to do 4. If the 2 work good, then I'll just transfer it to metal. We'll get our brackets made. All right, here we go. Pretty well the angle I want. So I'm gonna have to cut 4 of these and get them in there and weld some pieces in between them just to, you know, get them to the shape and everything that I want, and then I'll figure out how I want to box them in, whether that just be, you know, like that, or just run something along the bottom of them or whatnot, you know what I mean? So it's gonna be 1/4 inch, so it's gonna be pretty thick. And then I think I've achieved, you know, 2 inches all the way, like, you know, 2 inches or more here. So should be a pretty beefy bracket when all together. And then once the plate's on, it's going to tie the whole thing together, and we can box the bottom and stuff. and then you know, just box it in however we want when we're all done. So this sticks out pretty good. I really only need about 8 inches for the winch, but the bumper is rounded here, obviously, so we want to make sure that we have enough clearance. So I'm going to make them this length here, and then you know, then we'll make the tray across, and then we'll put the winch on and set it, you know, where we want, make sure we got enough room, make sure everything's copacetic, and then we'll work on designing around it how we want. If we want, you know, I probably just don't want it flat, you know, I want to probably like angle it a little bit, so we can do all that. But first we got to have some brackets, so I'm probably gonna have to make those, work them down, get them to where, you know, they fit in and out. Then we'll have to connect them, and then once that's good, they go in and out, then we'll have to figure out, you know, connect them, and then make sure that everything goes in and out together, you know, the way that we want. So it'll be fun. We'll figure it out. So these took a long time to make. Well, I started yesterday doing some cardboard engineering, and then got them to where I wanted them, and then I cut them and had to shape them. And anyway, so they kind of go in there and dip down, and there's bolts through them now. They're all drilled and everything. And so this is what I'm doing. And so I got these two here. I need to figure out my spacing. I'm probably going to space them over, you know, give everything enough room to where it's not tight. You can get it in there. I mean, if I got to put a washer in there, whatever. But yeah, so I'm going to do that. Get my spacing. Start getting, you know, a couple boxing plates in there. That way, you know, we have our, you know, we know where exactly it's going to be. And then I'm going to start mocking up the actual winch tray, which is going to have the winch, and then, you know, probably some lights and stuff in it. But anyways, yeah, so here we go. It's sitting there. It's actually kind of level, which is interesting. And I like the look of that a lot. So, you know, just did some cardboard, turned it into metal, and, you know, I'm going to chop that off and that. You know, put a light there and a light on the other side with the winch back there. And I don't think it's too big to where it's going to, you know, look like a big monstrosity, but I think, you know, it's such a big truck that it, you know, I thought the lip needed to be a little bit bigger. Everything is drilled and mounted and looking good. I got to pull it off and paint it and everything, obviously, but just want to make sure everything was good. And then got to open this up a little bit up here, just because of the way I mounted the fair lead. I didn't want it to hang over the bottom. And so you look at the way it's placed, we're not blocking any grill or air from the grill, and we're not blocking any air from this grill down here. So we got max air going in, so when we're towing and all that stuff, like, we still got plenty of air. You know, the only thing we had to do was remove the tow hooks, and that was it. And she's sitting on there. I think it looks pretty good. Let me back up, show it to you a little bit. So probably gonna pull it out, get it all painted up, you know, open that up a little bit, paint it up, and call this project good. Well, actually, I gotta put my lights in there first, but anyway, you know what I'm saying. So bringing you in, I wanted to show you it all painted up with the lights on, and then you're probably wondering why I didn't put the lights in here like I was talking about. The winch sits offset, and I didn't have enough room to fit the light there. Maybe if I had some kind of smaller light, I could put it there, but then I didn't want to put a big hole in there and not have it right. So after I, you know, put it in and I got these lights, they're like $27 night lights, but they work damn good. I'm gonna put a little clip in the video, but I've got another video coming out because I'm getting the truck ready for overlanding. So I've been working on wiring in the rear of the truck and some lighting. But yeah, so they're boxed the whole way back, the whole way. You can see the whole way on top. All underneath they're boxed, so everything is tied together really nice. Now I got some delivery truck out front, thank you. But it's alive. And then it was a little bit too shiny, so I used the Walmart black on it, Walmart black spray paint. And it was a little too shiny, so I scuffed it up with some 220 and then hit it with a little compound and made it just right. Because the bumper is satin, it's not really like a gloss black, so I didn't want it too shiny, you know what I'm saying? And then the lights work really well. I just really need to adjust them up a little bit. You know, they're a little not so straight right now, but they work. the winch mount on the big Chevy. I think it came out pretty well. Anyways, you guys take it easy. This is just regular headlights on right now, and then we'll flip those on. And like, the cool thing is over here, so you know, you're trying to find camp at night or whatever, you turn those on. So they're not much, like as far as distance goes, so I'll turn my high beams on, and then I'll turn these back on. So it doesn't get me much further past my high beams, but it definitely lights up the side. So, you know, you can see, like, if you're rolling and, you know, we're trying to like find a place to camp or whatever, like you can see all that area out over there. So I'll just show you without them again. So make a pretty big difference, I think. Just have my headlights, actually my high beams are on now, so you can see like, yeah, they're okay. But then, you know, like this whole area over here, like if you were, that was your camp spot you were looking for, like you barely even see it, but now you got that whole area all lit up. So I think they work out pretty good for a couple of, like, I don't know, I think it was like 20 bucks for all 4 of them or something like that. So hell yeah. Anyways, I'm rolling back home, but I just wanted to test these suckers out, and I would say I dig them. So I may have to add a light bar, I'm not sure, but I think for just rolling down some dirt roads at night, I mean, it's plenty of light. So all right, so finally got around to wiring the switch. Well, I had the switch wired, but it was just kind of chilling over there. I really didn't want to like cut any holes in the truck, and but I had to put it somewhere. So I figured the best spot, the easiest spot would be right here. And then I had to off center it to the side, just because like there's some factory wiring that goes into some like fake plugs right here in this panel. So whatever went here, there's like wiring already there. But anyways, so that's it there. So on and off, and it's just a cheap nylite wiring harness, but it seems pretty good. So anyways, that goes up in through back up there and then into the engine bay. But hell yeah, it's coming along. So I've wired some other stuff in the back of the truck for like lighting and the little camper and stuff like that. So I'll show you all that soon. All right, take it easy.